Hey, it's Jay, the Snazzy Diva. Welcome to my world. From health and fitness, tackling my issues and yours, and of course, accessorizing with the flyest fashion jewelry around from snazzydiva.com. Here, everyone is beautiful beyond measure. Welcome to the world of Snazzy Diva. Hey guys, it's Jay, the Snazzy Diva, and I wanted to come to you really quick to talk about something that I probably should have talked about a long time ago, but I think I just forgot, and it wasn't until one of my 2 or 3 subscribers, I'm exaggerating, but one of my subscribers reached out to me via email, and we've been kind of conversing back and forth as she's contemplating and going through the whole process of having weight loss surgery. And, she was like, Jay, I've been waiting to hear about the whole financing piece. You never talked about it. And I was like, that's right. I was supposed to talk about what if you self-paid like me, like my insurance didn't cover it. So I self-paid, meaning that I pay out of my pocket. And I did not have to finance. I was really blessed to not have had to finance my surgery. I was literally able to write a check. But please do not get it twisted. Jay is not balling. That was God as to how that money even came to fruition. But nonetheless, I was able to pay for my surgery outright and didn't have to go through a whole lot of changes and things like that. However, before that money came, I was researching because I'd already made up my mind that I was going to have the surgery. So then it was me researching how would I pay for it, meaning using financing, whatever. And I literally just Googled financing weight loss surgery. And oh my God, did a myriad of things come up. So I just kind of wanted to talk to you about some of those options, and I'm going to be 100% transparent. I am in the stage of rebuilding my credit. So I was actually concerned about not just financing, but okay, what if I'm trying to finance this surgery and I have bad credit or I have shaky credit? How is that even possible? The answer is yes, supposedly. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put some qualifiers in before I start giving you the information that I found. I didn't have to use any of these options. So, how they work, if they work, I don't know. I didn't have to use them. However, the first one I'm going to talk about, I know just the name being reputable and having talked to other people who have used it for other procedures, that this is a reputable company. Not only that, but it's actually endorsed by my surgeon's office, and I take their word and their whatever very highly. And that's Care Credit. So Care Credit is supposedly the #1 top rated first go-to finance company for medical procedures. And it's a financing credit card, okay? But the credit card can only be used for medical procedures. What kind of medical procedures? It can be used for LASIK. It can be used for your vision care, for cosmetic or dermatology, for dentistry, for veterinary, for hearing and other specialty things. So, I've already told you guys, if you haven't seen in previous videos, as a result of my weight loss, cash and money have kind of confirmed the fact that gravity is real. They're not down to my belly button, but they're reaching for down under. So I've already decided that I am going to have my breasts lifted. I have not gone ahead with that procedure. Number one, I don't have any more money because I just spent $13,000 getting this procedure done. Number two, I'm not at my goal weight. Yes, I've lost about 100 pounds, but I have about 30, 40 more to go. And so I kind of want to lose everything and continue to work out tone. And once I get to that goal weight and I stay there, then I want to go ahead and venture to have the surgery done. So the other piece about Care Credit, let's get into some specifics. So you can pay Care Credit off in 6, 12, 18, or 24 months. It can be extended to 24, 36, 48, or 60 months. But the interest rate, catch this, and it looks like the interest rate is not necessarily credit based. The interest rate starts at 14.9% with an APR of until paid in full with fixed monthly payments. Okay. 14.9%. That's high. It's not the highest I've ever seen, but it's high. So that's something to consider. In order to extend for the 60-month payment plan, you have to finance a minimum of $2,500. So your procedure has to cost a minimum of $2,500. For the 24, 36, and 48 month financing, you have to purchase $1,000 or more. Okay. Again, it looks like it's starting at 14.9% APR. And I'm thinking, it looks based on what I'm seeing, it can go higher than that if your credit is suspect. The application seems to be pretty seamless. You can apply online or by phone. There are deferred interest or no interest if paid in full promotions. So you know how Rooms to Go say, well, no interest and no payments until 2020. Okay, or no interest until 2021 or something like that. As long as you pay the item off before 2020 or 2021 or whenever their promotion is, then there's no interest. So that's a good, incentive that also could have some bearing on your timing of when you have whatever procedure done. And again, you're not limited to using this credit card for just weight loss surgery. Like I said, I try to do things with cash. I'm really not a credit person except for, my house, my car, whatever. But if I find myself that I can't come up with however much it's going to cost to get these puppies lifted back up to where I think they need to be, to eye level, then I would definitely consider something like this. But I would consider this as a last resort because 14.9% is not an interest rate that sounds sexy to me. Again, I've had a credit card in the past where my interest rate was like 26%. So 14 doesn't seem that bad, but it's still 14%. I'm not sure if Care Credit is one of the cards or one of the financing programs where you can use the card for someone else. For example, there are medical financing companies and programs out there where you can literally, let's just say my credit is jacked, but my husband's credit is good. And my husband can finance the credit and use it to pay for my procedure. I'm not sure if Care Credit is one of those companies. So that's something to look into. There was also there's actually a few additional companies out there: United Medical Credit, My Medical Loan, Easy Medical Loan, and Patient Source. I've heard a little bit about Patient Source. I think they're okay. I don't know anything about any of these other ones. Like I said, I've not used any of them, but these are some of the ones that came up in my research. Now, the other piece that made me go back and talk about this was because one of my subscribers, Cindy, by the way, thank you for your love and your support. She was talking about how she was having issues with paying for the sleep study. If you are going to, I can't think of a surgeon who would not have the know-how to do this. For me, and I've said it plenty of times, I'm in the metro Atlanta area. I went to Peachtree Bariatrics and Dr. Titus Duncan performed my surgery. And I will sing his praises and the praises of his staff from here to the mountaintop, now, henceforth, and forevermore. Even though my surgery was not covered by my insurance, several aspects of my leading up to my surgery were all of my tests, my EKG. I think the only thing that wasn't covered was like my stress test, my EKG, my blood work, all of that was covered by my insurance. My sleep study itself was covered by my insurance because that's a medical deal. And I actually did have a very, very, very slight case of sleep apnea. My CPAP was only partially covered. I had to pay $300 for my CPAP, which is the machine that is needed when you have sleep apnea. I had to have that machine in order to get the surgery done. They will, if you are diagnosed with any form of sleep apnea or sleep whatever, and they deem that you need a CPAP machine, no reputable surgeon is going to do your surgery without you having that machine in place. Now, mine was very slight. They attribute it to weight. And of course, they want you to keep using it until you go back and have another sleep study and they deem that you don't have that condition anymore and take the CPAP machine back. I can be honest. I had my machine for my surgery. I was supposed to have it for my recovery. Unfortunately, the stupid thing stopped working. So I didn't even really get full use of it during my recovery. And I took that thing back because there was like for me, there was like some kind of payment where I was going to have to pay like $45 a month or something for like a year. And then it would have been mine or something stupid like that. And I just didn't feel like I needed it. So I took mine back. Well, that's another case of Jay not following doctor's orders. Bad Jay. Anyway, I didn't keep my CPAP. Some people, you may be heavier. Your sleep apnea may be more intense or severe or whatever, and you need that machine. I wouldn't advise you to play with it. Mine was so slight, they barely said I had it, which is why I didn't feel like, okay, I really need to be chained down to this machine. But I paid $300 for the machine. Bam, it was done. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't even really feel that pinch because I used my flexible spending. So that's another thing. If you are planning on having this surgery and you're coming up on open enrollment and your job offers flexible spending accounts, that is a great, great tool because I paid for my consultation, which was like $125, maybe $150. I paid for my consultation with my flexible spending. I paid for my CPAP machine with my flexible spending. I paid for my prescriptions with my flexible spending. Like, I didn't actually feel the pinch of the surgery until it was time for me to go to the bank and get the cashier's check for $13,000. Well, I felt that. But that's something else for you to consider as far as maneuvering the financials. If your insurance covers it, or if your insurance even covers, say, 80%, like I think the person I was talking to, her insurance covers only 80%. You might need to use the care credit for that 20%. You might not even have that. Or you might be able to use your flexible spending for that 20%. Sit down and talk to the patient liaisons and the patient representatives at your particular doctor's office to figure out how you can make it work for you. I'm going to, in the description box, go ahead and list the other sites and how you can get to them or whatever. Do the research. Don't just start having people pull your credit here, there, and yonder. Don't do that because every inquiry brings your credit score down. Do not be so desperate to have this surgery that you put yourself in debt and you know you cannot make the payments back to get the procedure done. I'm not a big fan of debt because once you're in it, it takes heaven, hell, and high water to get out of it. So I don't advise that. But look at your insurance. Talk to the I'm saying parents. I'm still at work, y'all. Talk to the patient liaisons or patient representatives in your doctor's office, because even if your insurance does not cover the actual surgery, there are certain aspects of the process that your insurance may cover. So if you can soften that blow, again, my blood test, my EKG, my sleep study, all of that was covered. And I looked into the sleep study for myself, or for my husband, I'm sorry, some years back. And even with the insurance, for his insurance, they wanted like $900. And you had to go into a center and stay for like 2 nights or something stupid like that. My sleep study was done at home. They sent me a kit. It was very easy to maneuver. It was self-explanatory. And I had to do it for 2 nights. 2 or 3 nights. I want to say 2 nights. Mailed it back in on them, their postage. They paid for the postage. And I got to the doctor's office maybe a week later. Yeah, Miss Lorme, you got a really, 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 really minor case of sleep apnea. So you are going to need the CPAP machine. Damn. Because I didn't want to have to deal with that expense. But whatever. That's pretty much it about that, as far as the financing piece and what options you have and what options you don't have or whatever. Do your research. Everything about this is research, 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 research. And find people who've had the surgery as well. You are more than welcome to email me. I appreciate all the emails that I've gotten thus far. I will continue to respond. I'm even going to start, I've got a couple videos that I've made a list that I want to do to address some of the emails that I've gotten, just some of the questions that you've had, personal and about the surgery. So you can definitely email me at snazzydivainfo.com. I'm sorry, that is not the email address. snazzydivainfo@gmail.com. You can email me to ask any questions, whatever. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that jazz. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.